Hi there and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a junk journal from scratch. I've had this book for a while and I've been really excited about it. We are Dr Seuss fans in this house. My kids loved the books when they were little and I picked this one up. I think it was £3 something on World of Books with free delivery. It's in really good condition. And we're going to turn it today into a junk journal. I'm not going to be using just junk. I have got some other bits and pieces. Paper Maze sent me these simple stories. I've used a couple of bits already. This is the Safe Travels collection, which will go so well. Look at these tags, but they're double-sided. Oh, I might cut those out actually and use both sides. And then I've got these papers here as well. I've been hoarding these for a little while because I've had this project in mind, but I haven't actually got round to creating it. I love this one here. So I have got junky bits to go in as well. But today we are just going to be working on putting the journal together. I will be working on a little bit of the pages, but we're not going to be kind of like decorating the pages today. It's going to be about preparing this journal. So this is a hardback. It is glossy, so we're going to need to deal with that. The important thing I find when you are upcycling or about to turn a book into a journal or a mini book is to make sure your pages are matte. These are amazing, but anything with a shiny surface you might actually struggle with a little bit. So make sure your pages are nice and matte. Charity thrift stores are always fun places to go and look for books. World of Books, like I said, even Amazon do secondhand pre-loved books, and obviously eBay as well. Now, what I'm going to do, the problem you have if you don't change things up a little bit, let me show you the book I'm using at the moment. This is my current Smile journal. I didn't actually make this on video. This was actually an online class that I did. The spine has since split. I've added to it, but look at the bulk. It is huge. So I've ended up putting a lot more in here than I planned. I didn't expect it to go full chunky because I didn't expect to add quite as much as I have. So we're going to do some things to hopefully help with the bulking with this particular journal. And the theme of this journal is going to be bucket list, my travel bucket list, and it's going to be places that I wish to go to. I may well go online and print bits off, do some research for places, but I'm not necessarily talking about the close future. I'm talking even maybe sort of 20 years ahead, something like that. This book is just going to be like my dream bucket list for travel. That's why I thought this title would be so perfect. I can't take credit for this. My sweet friend Katie, one of my kit subscribers and patrons, had the idea and I just thought, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So thank you to Katie for the inspiration. Now, the first thing we want to do is to remove the pages. I've recently broken my craft knife and I can't find the replacement, so I'm going to have to go really careful. But what you want to do is to run your knife, you can just feel the way there, along the edge of your book. You want to be able to separate that. And I'm really sorry if this offends anybody who loves books as they were meant to be. I know destroying a book as such isn't really the right thing to do, but I see this book as being given a new form of life. Let's do this on the other side. I'm loving it just as much as it was in its original state, and it's going to have a new life from now. So I want to be able to remove this. I want to use the pages, so I don't want to damage them. I call this the carcass of the book. But we just need to just change things up a little bit so that we can add a bit more to the book. We've got like netting behind here. Oh. there we have it. The cover of the book is now separate from the rest of the book. I will tidy this up a little bit, but what I want to do now, we need to make the spine larger. So I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to do it on this side. I'm just going to cut that down to create a larger spine. Let's take this 80p off. I'm just going to trim off the edges just to make sure they're nice and tidy, so there's not any loose bits. And in the spine here as well, there's lots of like bits of netting. And then we are going to lay the book over, and I was contemplating the vellum purely because I can see through slightly, but I think I'm going to go with paper. I really love the colours on here, and I'm just going to trim it down so I've got a little bit over. We want obviously enough to have a wider spine, which is why you don't want to place them completely together. Something that's really important to me, I really want that title showing. It's not going to be one of those books where I cover up completely. I want to see the cover. It's the cover that's drawn me to it. So I've got my piece of scrapbooking paper and I'm laying that over the top, and I'm going to be using regular sticky tape. And I'm going to start off by holding that in place like that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side as well. Nice wide tape. Then I'm going to turn that over. Actually, do you know, I'm going to trim that off. That will make my book much neater. And there you can see it, that is the extra width of the spine there. So let's push these in. And we want to add more because we need the journal to be reinforced. So just a few more layers, because we don't obviously want it giving away or breaking. Especially if you are planning to have a lot of pages. You need that to be nice and strong. Do a few of these. I have seen people use things like duct tape, which is obviously much, much stronger. But I want mine to, I don't want to have, because I'm not covering up the journal cover, it's important that I still want it to look pretty. I'm really pleased with this. It feels nice and strong. I've got my extra spine there, as you can see. The hearts look so pretty and the colours go perfectly. Now I want to cover the inside of the book so that it also looks pretty. And by the way, I will be keeping the spine, as I'm sure I can use that on something else. I'm going to use both of these papers. I think they are perfect, and I am going to mark them off and cut to size. I would like some of the original lilacs showing. I think that would look really nice. There we have it. These will fit nicely. I'm using double-sided sticky tape to stick the papers in place. I'm going to try not to have any of the white showing, and the same on this side. I really struggle with this sometimes. I don't know if it's me. I don't know. And there, wasn't that quick? I'm so pleased with that. That's my cover more or less done. So I'm actually continuing on with this the following day. I have decided I'm going to leave this side as it is, and I want to cover up on this side. So I've been looking at the Simple Stories papers. I really like this. Let's find some place beautiful to get lost. So I'm going to cut that out, and I might need something else around it. So I'm going to stick that on there. I will trim that down, and then I'm going to look at the die cuts. I've got a couple of bits here that I want to cover up. So let's see if I've got anything. I want something colourful. Quite like the Let's Get Away. That might need to go inside. What I might actually do is split them up into things I can use for definite. I've made a decision. I think I'm going to pop some of this on here and add this. That covers that up nicely. And I may well trim off a couple of bits like the adventure awaits. I'm not so fussed with the image, but I quite like that wording. In case you're wondering, this super cute vellum is actually from Cocoa Daisy many years ago that I've been hoarding, so it's been sat in my stash. And the other bits and pieces that I'm using from Simple Stories were sent to me by Paper Maze, so I will link those up below. It's a really lovely collection, and I've been keeping it for this journal, so I'm really excited to finally use it today. I'm taking a little bit of washi tape, which again I've been hoarding for years. It's a Love Elsie tape. I've probably had it for over 10 years, so I really love it. It's one of those projects that I want to be able to keep and use, stash that I've been hoarding. Although I haven't got any junky bits in it right at the moment, I will be using those inside as well, so it will be a proper kind of junk art creative journal. There we go, and I'm going to leave it at that for now. So over here, I have been considering taking that off and actually referring to the two of us. I don't know. I think I might leave it for the time being. I'm now going to work on my pages inside. Now, I was just going to sew them in, and then I was doing a class with my patrons last night, and we were discussing the journals, and it's made me change my mind. Katie, who had the idea of using this book for this travel journal, actually said that she tried to separate hers, and because some of the papers are actually like single papers in here, it then all fell to bits. So I was chatting with her, and we decided that I think because of the way the pages here are bound, rather than trying to add my own, I might just sew them in as one signature. I think that might be better, because to be honest, I've got a lot of pages here anyway. I don't think I need to add any more. Obviously I can add flip bits and things like that, but I might keep it as it is. So as that's the case, what I'm going to do, this is the center. You can actually see the stitching here. So this is going to be a very basic homemade journal. I am going to work on 3 holes, I think, and actually again, because I've already got them, I'm just going to mark off. We've got 2, and then I'm going to do the center. I had a binding kit arrive this week as well, which I'm so excited about. $6.99 on Amazon. I'm going to keep mine in this tin. You get 2 bone tools, you get a whole pot of really good needles with massive eyes. Do you call them eyes? Holes? I don't know. Some tweezery clippy things, I guess they're to cut the thread. This, which is amazing, I was using this last night. It's so good, which we'll use in a moment for the holes. And then 3 lots of waxed thread as well, which is also really good. I do want something nice and colourful, so I'm going to have a look through my pot and see what I can find. I might use baker's twine on this one. Pink or yellow? The yellow feels thicker. I think the pink stands out just a little bit more. And right, I'm no expert at this. I haven't done this many times at all. So you want to do it about 2.5 to 3 times the length of what you want to sew. So that's my thread. Just make sure it's something nice and thick. I was using some thread before, and it wasn't that great. The other thing I'm going to do actually is get some clips to hold this in place, because what I don't want is the pages moving and ending up with holes all over the place. So let's pop this in, and then very carefully I'm going to push my, what do you call this? My piercing tool through. Having the holes here in the book already has made this really, really easy for me. There we go. I'm going to take my needle. Yeah, I'm going to pop this kit in my Amazon storefront. I'm so impressed. You know when you order something and it's almost too good to be true? And it's on Prime as well, so it's next day delivery, £6.99. Right, that's gone through nice and easy. So we want to go through the middle, and you want a piece here. Hold that in place. I am so grateful to my kind friend Michelle for showing us how this is done. She's done a class in our Patreon group. And then we go down to the bottom, and it's really, really helped, and also given me the bug to make so many of these. And then we go back through the center. Is that right? Oh yeah, there's the hole then. Perfect. Pull it nice and tight, and then tie that in a nice knot. See, this is the problem with the thread I was using before. It just snapped when I tied it nice and tight. And then you can either keep them long or tie them. I'm going to cut mine, I mean. And then that should be nicely bound. And I'm even thinking about going back over my journals with staples and actually removing the staples and sewing them like this, binding them into my book. I do want to tidy this up. This isn't quite pretty enough, so we're going to be doing that next. But the pages now are nice and secure inside. I guess I could have trimmed that off beforehand. Like I said, I'm no expert. I haven't done this many times. I've just been playing about with bits and pieces. So that's my pages inside. I know it looks really quite empty at the moment, but you've seen how my journals bulk out. Here's just a couple of examples, and this one had loads of pages removed, and this one is just crazy busy now. I was wondering where that clip went. Yeah, so they're so chunky. So this one, although I would like it to be chunky, I also feel like I want to control the chunkiness as well, if that makes sense. So I'm happy with the cover. I'm going to leave it like that for the time being, but I am going to tidy up the inside here. So I'm just going through the papers to see what will match. I have decided to cover this ugly piece up with washi tape. You can just see here where I've taken off the spine. It's not very pretty. It's quite rough. Let's take those bits out. So I was thinking cameras. I've got this washi tape here from Simple Stories. It's really nice, but I want this journal to be all about the colour. I do like that. So I think I'm going to use this washi tape here that I got from Emily Harvey Art. I'll link it up below, or link it down below, and it's Dare to Dream, which I think is absolutely perfect. I'm going to do a couple of bits of this. I've put some Dare to Dream Big, there we go. I've put some double-sided sticky tape there as well, just to make sure. Actually, we've got that one, and then I've got another one of hers. That might be better as well. Not better, but just different, if I can find it. So it's the same colour. It's got a little bit of pink, and I think this will go really nicely, actually. The colours go really well with this journal. That is spot on. Let's fold that down, and hopefully that will just cover up the unsightly spine bit. That looks really nice. I'm going to do that on the other side as well, actually, just to keep it tidy. So let's put some double-sided tape. The double-sided tape is just down just to make sure it stays, as you know, washi doesn't always stay in place. And we'll do exactly the same on this side. And then this one. Just want to make sure it definitely covers up the rough seam there. I'm going to trim those off so that they're neat. There, I think those colours will go perfect. There, and it is all about dreaming, this journal after all. Now I've got some papers here from the Simple Stories. I'm going to pop those in. So although, to be honest, it's not so much about the junk being a junk journal at the moment, there will obviously be bits and pieces added to it as I create it. And I also wanted to trim this down. Let's go. I thought that would be the perfect page. And the other thing I wanted to do, I thought about having one of these as a pocket, and then having, although we've also got travel bucket list, that would be quite good. Maybe on the next page, but I thought about doing a pocket on there and then cutting out. One of these has tags. I thought that would be really cute. So which one? I think travel notes would be a really nice one. Doing intro to Aid and I think that would be a good one. I'm going to pop that one on there and that one on there. Now I know this is a map of the US, and it's not just the US that we're wanting to travel to, in case you're wondering. We've got so many places on our bucket list, but it's more just the let's go kind of thing. So with this one, we're going to keep this one as a pocket, so I'm just going to attach it the 3 sides and leave the top open. Leave a little bit of a border around the outside, and then I'm going to cut up some of these tags. I've chosen 3 tags mainly because of the pattern on the other side. So I'm just going to turn those in like that. So we've got like a design one side, and then I can journal on the tags then. I'm not actually going to hold them. I'm actually going to make a little pull for each one. And I'm going to do that. I've cut a strip of this cardstock here which matches, and I'm just going to cut that to a little point. I'm going to staple it in place, and there. Oh no, that works. That's quite cute actually with it stapled over. So I'm going to do that on each of them.
I wanna do what you want to. We can leave and run away someday, someday. I've been saving.
I'd like something to go along the top. I quite like the wording on here, Simple Stories. I've used these tabs before. And I'm going to do the same on the back. I've got this cut left from my cover, which I'm going to pop. I'm going to use this as a pocket, pop in some tags as well. I quite like how that works, and pockets are always really handy. It could be later on I add leaflets or I don't know, any other bits and pieces. They're just a safe bet. You can't go wrong with a pocket.
I'm staring into your blue eyes. We don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too. I've been saving you, and you save me too.
page is now done. I am going to flip inside. I love this. Oh, the places you'll go. That is just going to stay as it is. I wanted to include the travel bucket list and maybe like have a top list of places we'd like to visit. That needs to go on there. Obviously we need some colour, so I'm going to have a look back through and see what I can pick out. So I think we're going to go with these. These are all bits and pieces from the same collection. I would like to pop some of that either side. I've been looking for just something to finish it off, and I've decided to make my own washi. There, I've cut a tiny little piece off there, or not cut, torn it. I'm going to use some tacky glue and stick that on there. If you can't find the exact washi you need, make it yourself. There, that looks cute. And then flicking over, I've got this page here, and again, I'd like to leave this one. So it's more almost just starting off the journal, so I'm ready to go. I'm going to see, I quite like the idea of having the date and maybe documenting something with the date on it. I think that would be quite handy. What a fun start to this book. I think that's so cute. I think I might be done. I'm saying that. No, I'm going to do the reverse as well. I think then I've done all of the like blank pages. I know I say this all the time, but when you work with a collection of papers, it just makes life so much easier. You don't have to keep thinking what papers go with what. You've got everything in front of you, so it saves you so much time. This has all just come together so quickly, and I haven't had any stress or wasting any time of trying to find bits and pieces that match. It just all goes together, and I'm really, really excited to now start filling out this new journal. The only thing left to do in this journal, I've still got an ugly bit of the journal there. The washi tape hasn't gone over it. It wasn't really wide enough. I could have done with much wider washi or a larger piece of paper. So instead, I'm going to take some distress stickles and run it along the edge. It will take a little bit to dry, but that should dry eventually and cover up quite nicely. It's just a really quick fix. There, you don't really see it when it's closed, but it's not that anyone's going to go, oh, look at that. But I know it's done, so that's cool. And I'm going to have to do the same here as well, I think. You can just see that's just not going to stick, and it's going to bother me otherwise if it's not finished properly, because the rest of it is really, really nice. I'm really pleased. But you can obviously, if you do one, you can decorate it with anything. Old scrapbooking papers, you could do it as more like a junk journal. But I'm going to give you, that's obviously not dry, but I'm going to give you a look through so you can see how it's looking. It's a much chunkier journal now, as you can see. That's worked really, really well. And there you can see my binding on the spine and the back there. And then as we open this up, we've got here, which I will obviously fill in, and I can start then journaling all the places that we'd like to go to. I do have another bucket list journal, and I keep that in the lounge actually, and that's just one for writing down. And then if ever we see something on the TV and we really like it, I quickly scribble it into my book. Sometimes it could be like, even I've made a note of a cruise company that I really liked in Canada, and just things like that. You just see it on the TV and you quickly write it down. But this, we can do a list here of our bucket list places. Got the front here. I need to stick that down a little bit better actually. That's not completely flat. I'm really pleased with this. I think it's really cute. And I love that page actually, even though I only stuck that on the front. It's all ready now for me to journal in. And here on the back, I need to clear this up. This isn't going to go very well. I need to clean that up once I finished recording. And I love how the tags are, and each one has a design on the back as well. So we can add bits and pieces to these. I just think it's really, really cute. I'm really pleased with how this has worked out. I really hope you love my journal. I hope you feel inspired to start your own bucket list journal as well. Or let me know if you've got one on the go already, what kind have you made and what places will go in your bucket list journal. I will do the pages inside with you. I think I'll do those obviously another time, and we'll do a few pages together. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Lots of love. Bye.